statement. The meeting discussed the Iranian attacks on the sovereignty and territorial integrity of several Arab countries, which constitute a flagrant violation of international laws and charters, as well as the principles of good neighbourliness. It also addressed the serious risks these actions pose to the security and stability of Arab states and the region. Al Jazeera's Victoria Gatenby joins us live now from Doha. Victoria, let's just talk first about those missile interceptions here in Doha that happened just an hour or so ago. I mean, we felt the vibrations and the booms here in the studio. Tell us what you saw and heard there.
Yeah, well, about an hour ago, the threat level was raised here in Qatar. We then heard a series of loud booms, about 12, I would say, over the skies here in Doha. The Ministry of Defence has confirmed that they did successfully intercept a missile. We saw the traces in the sky. You then see smoke. And then the threat level eventually came back down. So it is back down to normal now. But this comes just days after the Iranian president, Masoud Pezeshkian, said that these sorts of attacks that we've seen just in the last hour here on Qatar would stop. He said he apologized to his GCC neighbors and said that they wouldn't be attacking those countries anymore unless attacks were perpetrated on Iran from bases in those countries. Well, the Qataris have said that Al Udeid, the main base over here, has not been used. They've not allowed their airspace to be used, yet we still see attacks here in Doha and across the region. This attack also comes just a day after the Arab League met. They had a virtual conference and they issued some statements afterwards in which they said they see these attacks as a flagrant violation of their sovereignty. They've never sought conflict with Iran. They don't believe this war is their fight to fight. But they will, they say, defend their territory, their sovereignty and their people.
And all this is happening, Victoria, as Iran's attacks continue across the region.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of attacks over the past 24 hours, particularly in the UAE and in Saudi Arabia. The Saudi Defense Ministry saying that they have intercepted a drone headed for the Shaiba oil fields in the Empty Quarter. That's not far from the Saudi's border with the UAE. Saudi also saying that they've intercepted and shot down 2 drones just north of Riyadh and also intercepted some kind of projectile that was headed towards its diplomatic quarter in Riyadh. And now in the UAE, in Fujairah, they are dealing with a fire after debris landed after an interception there. They say they've dealt with about 117 drone interceptions over the last 24 hours and 27 ballistic missiles. And just to give you a sense of what countries in this region are dealing with, the UAE Ministry of Defence released in the last 24 hours the scale of the attacks that it's been dealing with. 238 ballistic missiles have been heading its way, 1,422 drones and 8 cruise missiles. So despite what the Iranian president said just a few days ago, the attacks on this region are continuing.
Victoria Gatenby, live for us here in Doha. Victoria, thank you.